A texter is suggesting, Wiggy, that you made an asset of yourself earlier when you demanded that the Celtics go after Kevin Durant and disrupt the incredible feeling that this team has of togetherness.
Well, I subscribe from the book of Adam Jones. You've got one championship in his lifetime, and KD is arguably still one of the top 7 best players in the NBA. So why would you not want him?
I'll go along with this for a moment.
Yep.
What are you willing to give up?
I mean,
if you're the Celtics to get Kevin Durant.
Listen, I would give up everything except for Jason Tatum. That's me. I think that KD takes you to that level. It's about winning a title.
I agree. I understand what you're saying, and obviously he and Tatum get along. They've always spoke like he's a big brother for Tatum.
Yeah.
That's always been said. But the disrespect towards Jalen Brown to say, like, I'll just give him up to get KD. We have no idea how KD would do here. We saw him choke when he came to Boston last season during the playoffs.
But that's not like a negative knock on Jalen Brown.
It is a negative knock because it's always like MVP. I get it. Jason Tatum is a talent.
Would you trade Jalen Brown for Luka Doncic?
No, I wouldn't. I honestly think
because you think the two of them,
yes,
Tatum and Brown, are gelling.
Yes, they figured it out, and I also think we constantly go to Tatum. I understand he's an unbelievable talent, but the disrespect that we show Jalen, who picks up the slack every time Tatum's having an off night, and there are nights where they both pop off, and that's what you want for this team. That's what's going to get them to a world championship. I just don't understand why we constantly are looking for somebody else when we have talent here.
Courtney, I think you're like, for me, it's not about disrespecting Jalen Brown. It's about me saying that I think Kevin Durant or Luka Doncic or whatever player that Dame Lillard I think I wanted are better players than Jalen Brown. I'm not disrespecting it and saying Jalen Brown is not a good basketball player.
How long really does Durant have left? Like, so what do you do?
3 years.
He's old.
Yeah, he's got
you're going to get him in here, and then what? So is he going to start whining at the end? He's going to win a championship, and then he's going to disappear.
Would you have been happy if the Celtics would have traded Jalen Brown for Kawhi Leonard and won a championship like Toronto?
Yes.
Okay, you have one championship. Does anybody complain about the big three, Paul Pierce, Garnett, and Ray Allen?
No.
Right, because they won a championship. Now, they probably could have won more, but we're not complaining because
they didn't trade a Jalen Brown to acquire any
Curtis,
of those guys.
I don't really give a damn. If you win a championship and you have to move on from a guy that he seems like he's a great locker room guy, he's a very good basketball player, I'm willing to give that up the same way I'm willing to go after Aaron Rodgers for 2 or 3 seasons at another kick at the can.
Yeah, I would trade for Luka without a question. I would trade Jalen for Luka today. I mean, that would be you. That's not disrespectful to Jalen to trade him for Luka Doncic, but the Durant element is not solely the haul you would have to trade to get him. He is a malcontent. I think he's very unhappy inside. He finds any reason to feel that he is being put upon, that he is being judged too harshly. Boston being on the precipice of a title, if they do trade for him, he is viewed as the reason they should win it all, and then he will be the reason they don't, which is a combustible situation that I think would be a disaster for Kevin Durant.
I mean, that experiment failed miserably, which is expecting that you can get big ego dinks to play together. Like, it failed miserably.
Yeah.
And so now...
But did it fail because of the performance or because of injury?
Well, first of all, you had all the nonsense with Kyrie Irving. Like, you refused to acknowledge it. He didn't play half of the season.
No, I know
year.
that, but initially in that playoff run when they blew the Celtics out by like 50, right? It looked like it was headed the right way, but then Kyrie got hurt and then James Harden got hurt. So they were both done. And I'll ask this simple question, and you be honest. Your starting lineup right now is Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Time Lord, and Marcus Smart. If you're telling me, okay, I could replace Brown with Tatum, what starting lineup do you think would be better?
Not Brown with Tatum. I mean Brown with
Brown with Durant. I'm sorry about that.
I think it looks on paper like a better starting lineup, but I think you're sacrificing, like you're bringing in a guy who is is not a great guy.
Yeah, I think
his
people.
talent's better, but he's also getting old.
Well, you want Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
How can you want Aaron Rodgers, but you?
I knew he was going to go there, and I am out free on this, which is amazing.
You want
First time where he's not going to call me a hypocrite.
You want Aaron Rodgers, but then you're like, I'll take what did Greg say? I'll take like the a-hole if I know the a-hole can help me win a championship.
Yeah,
but the Patriots don't have Aaron Rodgers or anyone close to him. That's a horrible analogy.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference here. You're giving up a lot of talent in Jalen Brown to acquire a guy like Kevin Durant.
A lot of young talent.
But
could
be hit or miss. Is he still a talented basketball player?
Yeah, but he's got to be on the court. He's been hurt.
Oh, he bumped knees with somebody. It's not like the guy blew out his Achilles and came back, just as strong as he did before the injury. He ended up bumping knees with one of his players, and he's been out with that with that type of injury. Mm-hmm. So he's going to come back and he's going to be able to play. Listen, me and Jones, we share a mind on this one. I don't get the madness on what people have said.
This is Chris from Boston. Hey, Chris.
Hey, I am Shime Curtis. You guys couldn't be any more right. The man has only played a total of 74 games with Kyrie. Between Kyrie being out for COVID and some injuries, Kevin Durant's always hurt. The guy's long in the tooth. If he's not on the court, he ain't helping you. I do not want to mess with this core. We have a nice young core that can be championship contenders for years to come.
Agreed.
I ain't trading that away for 2 years of a guy who might only play a total of 70 games.
Yep.
All set with that. And he's soft in the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more. All right.